this multiple choice question ay magbibigay sa atin ng clear distinction or clear line to differentiate between warrant at saka yung abatement. So, ano yung kaibahan ng dalawa? Okay. Well, una, of course, yung warrant is yung pagsiserve. Magkaiba talaga yun. Yung abatement naman is yung pag-forgive doon sa tax mo. Okay, let's read muna dito kung ano yung nangyari dito. So, nagkaroon ng catastrophic super typhoon, ravaged the province. Agricorp lost its entire administrative office, including all the accounting books. Consequently, they failed to file their annual returns. Hindi sila nakapag kasi nga nawala lahat ng record and pay the tax due. Yung BIR, following its strict automated procedures, eventually issued a final assessment fund and subsequent restraint at saka levy to seize the Agricorp's remaining warehouse equipment to satisfy the debt. The debt. Now, Agricorp admits that non-payment but argues that assessment is unjust. Yung kanyang argument kasi nga nagkaroon nga ng typhoon, so lahat nawasak lahat. Now, in that circumstance, could be unjust, right? Now, because the failure was due to force majeure beyond their control, they do not want to pay the reduced amount. They want the liability canceled. Okay, so what would be the which legal remedy should Agricorp pursue to stop the enforcement of the warrant? Ano yung pwedeng gawin nila? So, better here kung titingnan mo, ang una is, tingnan mo natin ano yung difference talaga ng dalawa. Okay. If you are going to see the right to collect is, okay, wait lang. Um, Una is, kailangan din malaman yung difference ng dalawa. Warrant at saka yung abatement. Una yung warrant is yun yung ginagamit natin para or ng BIR para mangungulekta ng tax. Para ma-stop ito at saka ma-cancel yung liability tungkol sa tax, yung taxpayer kailangan niya nga maghanap siya ng statutory ground. Ano yung valid doon? Kasi every time that you are going to request, kung taxpayer ka tapos mag-request ka ng ganun sa BIR, kailangan mayroon ka talagang legal basis para kapagbigyan. Kasi if ever nga hindi ka pagbigyan, you can elevate your case doon sa court talaga, judicial court. Now, ang una mong pwedeng gawin is to ask for a compromise. So, pag compromise, wala silang basihan, so doon to mag-result sa doubtful validity. Sa mangyari, magiging konti na lang yung babayaran mo. Meron ka pa yung babayaran, pero konti. Doon naman sa letter B is apply ka ng abatement. Now, kasi mayroon ka namang ground, yung unjust and excessive. Sa abatement kasi mayroong dalawa na pwede kang makapag-apply, dalawang ground. Una, yung unjust or excessive, yung pagkolekta ng tax. Ikalawa is yung cost to collect the tax does not warrant doon sa amount na ikokolekta. Kumbaga, mas malaki siya kaysa yung cost ng pag-collect kaysa kukolektahing tax. So, therefore, there's no need to collect the tax kasi mas lugi yung gobyerno. Yun yung ikalawa. So, dito, ang applicable dito is yung adjust, ang excessive kasi nga, as you can see, bago na nga lang sila nabutan ng typhoon. So, lahat yun wasak. So, walang natira. Okay? So, given the situation, that could be something like that. So, the answer is letter B. Okay? Rather than compromise, better, abatement rather than compromise. Kasi ang tanong dito is, which is legal remedy, which should to stop the enforcement of the warrant. Ang compromise case not stopping the enforcement of the it's stopping the enforcement of the warrant. However, it's not totally eradicating your liability pagdating sa tax. Okay. Now, my follow-up na question, what if Agricorp had not suffered the typhoon? but instead simply neglected to file. So walang nangyari, nag-ignore lang siya talaga ng pag-file. So therefore, he cannot ask for an abatement. So mangyari dito, they can offer to pay just 10% tax due because their liabilities exceed their assets. So, well, pwede sila mag-file ng compromise. Then, the ground is unjust or excessive. Yung unjust and excessive assessment kasi hindi mo na pwede mong ma-claim na bilang ground doon sa sa abatement. So, therefore, you cannot file for abatement. So, kung sinasabi na ang liabilities nila ay na-exceed, they can file for the 10%. If that is the case, kasi 10% naman talaga pag net worth mo is deficit. So, they can, for the financial incapacity ground. Okay, so, dito, there are other requirements when it comes to financial capacity. Like number one of that na hindi talaga pwedeng ma-compromise is yung you need to open your bank account para ma-verify nila na financially incapable ka talaga. Okay? That's the point of that.